So you come home from school or work or whatever, and you're stressed, you're like, let's just play some video games. You hop on League of Legends, you hop on Valorant. Anyways, you start playing, you kind of enjoy maybe the first game, and then you're playing, and then it's like, okay, why am I even doing this anymore? And you're right, why are you doing it? Because it's just short term, like a band aid fix. It's like that stepdad who lost his wife 7 years ago and drinks every day to cope with it. Drinking's not going to fix it. It's just a band aid fix. You'll feel good in the moment. You wake up hungover. You feel like shit the next day. Now, that's for all dopamine. Social media does this. Uh, OnlyFans, games, Netflix, YouTube, whatever it is. What if you could start studying, reading, meditating, walking, working out, and actually fall in love with these things? Well, I think I know the answer to that. So just 6 months ago, I was playing video games every day, coming home from work, drinking, doing all this shit. And, I'd feel really good in the moment. And then I'd fall asleep, wake up. I wouldn't even wake up hungover. I would just feel like shit. Like, damn, another day wasted. Like, I just knew, my mind knew that what I was doing, it's like, okay, like, you're doing what a piece of shit would do. So what happened in my life? Everything, I acted like a piece of shit, and everything around me was a piece of shit. When you sit down and you study or you do something that doesn't really feel good in the moment, you'll feel good afterwards. That is what builds character. That is what builds your discipline. That is what builds who you are. So once I started sitting down, and also in the beginning, I was forcing myself to do things, forcing myself to work out, forcing myself to do all these things. It still didn't really feel that good. Well, it's because I was forcing myself. What if you could learn to love these things? Well, here's how I did it. So I'll take working, like studying and all that for an example, because, that's kind of just a baseline. Like, no one really wants to do that. So what I'd do is I'd sit down and I'd start working, maybe a little music in the background. Uh, that's about it. You really want to try to keep the distractions to a minimum, like no YouTube video on, no nothing like that. So when you sit down and you focus on your work, let's say you're studying, you get a page done out of the textbook, and then these thoughts start appearing, like, oh, like what if we did this? Like, oh, just take a break. Like, you've already done a page. Like you're ahead of who you were yesterday, and you just really feel the urge to go on your phone and do all these things. When that happens, I remind myself, okay, well, why am I doing this? Why am I studying? Well, I'm studying because I love studying. Well, why do I love studying? Well, it helps me build discipline. It helps me build character. It helps me get closer to the person I want to be in the future. It has all these benefits. And you just need to remind yourself of these benefits. Change the reward system in your brain. I'm not saying like, oh, you worked out, let's go eat 2,000 calories in cake. No, I'm saying have a conversation with yourself. Be like, damn, that's really going to make me feel good. Well, why is it going to make me feel good? I'm going to be sore. It's going to hurt. Well, it's going to make me feel good because I know that I put effort into something. And in the future, I'm going to yield the results of that by gaining muscle. These are the real reward systems you need to put in place. Not, oh, I studied for 45 minutes. Let's go out and let's go get a chocolate bar. Or let's go get ice cream. Like, no, you're training yourself like a dog. You really want to be a little doggy on a leash. You need to start telling yourself why you do these things. Okay, like, why do you play video games, for example? Well, you play video games because, your friends are on it. You don't want to miss out. And, like, what if something funny happens and you're not there? Or, it feels good in the moment. Okay, but what does that really do for you as a person? What does that do for your purpose? Nothing. In the grand scheme of things, it's really just damaging to you. You really just need to think, okay, what will this yield me if I do this? Like investing, for example, you don't put $10,000 into the stock market and then get $50,000 the next day. Why? Because it takes time. Well, why am I putting $10,000 into here? Well, because in a few years, maybe I'll get $15,000, $20,000, whatever it is. You need to answer the why. If you can answer the why, then you can pretty much do anything in life.